Hello, Cedric Procedure here, CR Wrestling Commentary, and today we're going to be going over our predictions of the G1 Climax, and it's sort of a gamble on this one. It's sort of a gamble. So here's what's up. It's 28 competitors. It's 4 blocks. And I'm going to be straight up with you. I know what they're trying to do, but it's too much. It's too much. You don't need this many wrestlers. It doesn't
Okay, I'm going to say it depends on what you're doing. If you're just spectating and you're really that down for New Japan Pro Wrestling, you're probably in tournament wrestling bliss. If you're trying to commentate on the G1, that's a tall order.
Yeah, but we used to do it, but there are issues that I know I have with the G1.
I think that they're trying to solve the problem of how limiting they've made the G1 in the past. Because basically, if you look at the G1s for like the past 5 years, you see in the same competitors, maybe 1 or 2 people switched in and out. And widening the field, you get to put a whole lot more people from New Japan Pro Wrestling who should have been in them before, but they didn't put them in there so they can have their mainstays. Like Chase Owens could have been in it for years. Tonga, well, he was in it before. They got Henare, and there are several others, some that we haven't even heard of, that are in it, and it widened the field. So I think that is a good thing. If a fan enjoyment, if you really love it, hey, you're gonna be happy.
Yeah, that is a given, and I wholeheartantly agree with you. It's just, it gets to the point where, as Tonga said, hey, I'm straight. It's gonna be a bit of paraphrasing, but he was like, "This shit is boring. It's the same people every year doing the same stuff, and y'all have the same winners." He's like, "There's nobody new. There's nobody doing anything new. There's nobody that's exciting." He says, "I'm in the G1, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna put in 100% like I do everything I do." He's like, "But other than that, this shit is stale." And then when they translated that, I was looking specifically at Okada, and Okada's face was, yeah. And then he talked about the same winners and how it's stale and stuff. Okada looked like, the office is going to eat you alive. You can see it on his face. The office is going to eat you alive over this, because that's what they do. And after that, Tonga was punished.
He was in New Japan Pro Wrestling jail.
It was brutal. No tag team, barely any singles. And if he did tag or he did do singles, he lost. It was brutal. But that year, Tonga made sure he was going to have fun in the G1. That was, if you watch Tonga's matches, he had, like with Toru Yano and Minoru Suzuki, he had a blast. So, let's fast forward a few years. Let's get down to predicting this, okay? And we're going to kind of do these a little fast. So, A block is Lance Archer, Jonah, Toru Yano, Kazuchika Okada, Tom Lawler, Jeff Cobb, Bad Luck Fale. Look, it's going to Okada, Kazuchika.
We're going to win the bracket.
That's number 1. He may not win. Tom Lawler on New Japan Strong has only had maybe at best 2 losses. Okay? At best. I know 1 for sure. So, and I think that was Fred Rosser.
So, because of the nature of just being Okada, I think he's going to win. Jeff Cobb should win.
Jeff Cobb had a phenomenal G1 last year. Tom Lawler, huh?
It was great.
Yes. Tom Lawler is, a mainstay, or at least, main attraction on New Japan Strong. Okada Kazuchika is just their golden boy.
Did you say that Toru was in this bracket?
Yes. Toru will always score high, but he will never score high enough to be in the finals.
Toru, Jeff Cobb, and Lance Archer will have the most entertaining matches.
Yep. But it's going to come down to Okada, Lawler, and Cobb. And I'll be honest with you, Okada, I think he'll lose at best out of all of these 2 matches, probably. Definitely 1. But I think he's going to take it all in Block A. So Block B, Taichi, Tama Tonga, Tomohiro Ishii, Jay White, SANADA, Great Khan, Chase Owens. That's going to come down to Jay White, Tama Tonga, and Taichi. That's it. I'm going to tell you why. Tomohiro Ishii, they never give him his due.
No.
Never, ever, ever.
It was somebody else. Who did you say?
SANADA. Hold up. SANADA. They make sure to jinx him, and it's always, oh, that was a 3 count, but he kicked out. Or that was a 3 count, but they didn't count it. It's always something weird with Okada not Okada, but SANADA every single G1. Okay? Great Khan, that man is awesome in New Japan. He should take it.
That's what I was trying to remember. He should take the whole bracket because he is off the chain.
And it's not just because we like him. He can do no wrong to us.
It's his ability.
He can do it all.
Ring and shows his ability. He can go with anybody in their ring.
But Tama Tonga, he came up. He beat Okada last year. All right? He beat Okada last year. That catapulted him in people's eyes. Jay White, I mean, he's the champion. Never put your champion in tournaments. It's dumb. It's dumb. Okay? Because if the champion win, then what? They get to choose their opponent. They choose the one that they can easily beat. But then in New Japan, there's a bit of pride. So it's choose the one that should be the most challenging, but then you know that they're going to win anyway. So it's...
I think it's going to be Great Khan or Jay White.
I'm serious. I really do. You said Great Khan or Jay White.
Yep.
I think it's going to come down to Jay White, Tama Tonga, and Taichi. Taichi has gotten a strong elevation as he's shown himself.
He's got a strong elevation, but that pony don't have many tricks.
What? I think he's good.
I think he wasn't good. He just ain't got a lot of tricks.
I think
to say that he's going to come out over Great Khan.
Yeah. You say Jay White, Great Khan. I'm gonna say Jay White and Tama Tonga. And at the end, Jay White's gonna take it all. For their world, their international world Grand Prix heavyweight champion to not win the block would look bad on the champion.
It would.
So he's got to take it all. Block C, Kenta, Zack Sabre Jr., Hirooki Goto, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Aaron Henare, and Evil. Okay. I'm gonna be straight up with you. It's that I think is gonna come down to Naito, Tanahashi, and Zack. I think that's who's gonna come down to.
Evil's gonna win the bracket.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
He'll stick his dick in every match. We've got too much evidence to show the likelihood of his compatriots showing up and cheating and him not winning.
They've been kind of crapping on Tanahashi the past few years. I think it might come down to the final two is going to be Naito and Evil, just to hash that out in terms of points. They might get their match done early, but in terms of points, it's going to be them. It's that battle against each other, but not going against each other because of the points.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to come down to that. So you think Evil's going to take it all?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Goto, they don't care about.
No.
Zack Sabre Jr., I don't know how they feel about him. And Henare, he is awesome, but they're not going to give it to him.
This is his first one.
Yep.
He's gonna, not win many.
Tanahashi tends to lose the first few and then shine later. I think it's going to come down to Evil and Naito. And you say Evil's going to take it. I want him to take it, but I think Naito's going to take it.
If you're not going to take it the right way, then he'll need to have it at all.
Damn. Okay. Now we get to D block. El Phantasmo.
Yeah.
He ain't going to take it.
Nope.
Okay, hold up. Let's go through this. El Phantasmo, David Finlay, YOSHI-HASHI, Will Ospreay, Shingo Takagi, Juice Robinson, Yujiro Takahashi.
It's going to be Shingo or Ospreay. The rest
exactly.
The rest of them are damn near throwaways. I know that's wrong, but
yeah, look, El Phantasmo is a junior weight.
First one.
Yep, he ain't gonna win it.
Mm-mm.
David Finlay, he looks awesome. That man can wrestle. He can go, but he's not a mainstay. He's not in that golden class. YOSHI-HASHI is barely making it in tag team. He's not shining like he should, and he's gonna slowly age out or steadily age out. Will Ospreay is still vibrant. Shingo is the former champion.
Mm-hmm.
Juice Robinson, I haven't seen him completely in Bullet Club
since his heel turn.
But this is what I said he's needed, because where he was before, he was just languishing. As you said, he was just languishing as a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
Takahashi, he should not be in this. He should not be in this.
Still, he should not be in this.
Him and El Phantasmo shouldn't even be in it.
There's so many lightweights they could have put in place of Yujiro.
So it's gonna come down to Shingo and Will Ospreay, and the way this thing goes, Will's gonna take it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to have a heavy hitting final G1 tournament, it will have to be Will Ospreay, Naito, Jay White, and Okada. And out of all that, I don't know who they would have. Will Ospreay wants that belt back, all this other stuff. Naito should have not lost that belt for a long time. Jay White, just awesome. Just awesome. Okada, the golden boy, but a lot of people are tired of him.
Yes.
So if it doesn't end this way, I'll be a little surprised, and yet not surprised. We done gave who we thought in our own ways who's going to do well and who's not. So, you can get 12 points in this. Okada's going to have, I think he's going to have 10. That's going to show he's a top bill. And then anyone else that's going to have, 8. Those are your mid-card top tier contenders. And then those who are in that 6 and 4, those are your opening matches, and they don't really care anyway. That's how they're going to view them. People need to understand the G1 point system is also how they view you in the company.
Yeah.
That is the trend that I have noticed over about 5 or 6 G1s. And so your point level lets you know how you are viewed, and it lets the fans know who they can suspect to be the top bill for a whole year. So if there's any year where Okada might drop to 8 points, he might as well start thinking about changing his career. If Okada drops to 8 points, there's some things going on. So, y'all can let us know what you think down there in the comment section on YouTube or Spreaker. If you listen to us on Spreaker, put a comment down there. Let us know what you think. We're not going to cover the G1 because there's a whole lot of matches. And for us, it's boring because predominantly who's going to win. There's a little surprise because they made sure that they put 3 top bill in each bracket. So that adds the wild card for that, but it doesn't add the wild card that anyone could win. It's not a competition where who's not going to win. You shouldn't know who's not going to win. You should be wondering who's going to win. That's the point. You know, G1 Climax was supposed to be the best of the best. And it's supposed to be their flagship tournament in New Japan. And
it's the victim of lazy booking.
Yes. It's become lazy booking. It's like a cheap pop. It's the G1. Look at all these wrestlers that you get to see. And it's like, yeah, but we know those guys aren't going to win. And we know that these few guys are going to win. So is it really important? So that's where we are. We hope you enjoyed this. Let us know how you feel about it. And if you're on Spreaker and you can review us, that would be great. 5 stars, always welcome. And with that, this has been Cedric and CJ for CR Wrestling Commentary, G1 Climax 32. And with that, y'all take care, peace, love, and all of that stuff. And see you next time.